Welcome to Real Reviews. I'm Chase Lee, and I'm here to tell you guys what my top 25 favorite comedies of all time are. I'm only judging this list based off of comedies that I have seen, because I can't really judge it if I haven't seen it. Okay, so the way I judge a comedy of one of my favorites of all time is the rewatchability rate, the humor, interesting plot and premise, and basically interesting characters, or lovable characters. I judge it off of that, and it was a hard list. It took me a couple hours to do, but here's my top 25 favorite of all time. I'm prepared to make a lot of people mad. Alright, so for number 25, I have a tie between two because I just couldn't get rid of one of them. Ted from last year, starring Seth MacFarlane, Mark Wahlberg, and Mila Kunis. It is also written and directed by Seth MacFarlane. It is a hilarious movie, great stoner buddy movie, and plus it's got a talking bear in it. And Seth MacFarlane is a genius. That spot is shared with World's Greatest Dad, and that stars Robin Williams and is written and directed by Bobcat Goldthwait, and it is one of my favorite dark comedies of all time. It's a very, very dark comedy, but it's well written, well acted. Thumbs up to that. So for number 24 is This Is the End. And I know what you're thinking, like, this movie just came out. However, I had so much fun in that theater. It was so funny. I loved the premise. Actors playing themselves, come on. The apocalypse, everything about that movie is just, it is set for cult classic status. And I am very comfortable with putting it on a list of my favorite of all time now. Number 23 is Spaceballs, and yes, I did put a Mel Brooks movie on here, and it was Spaceballs. It was hard to choose between this, Young Frankenstein, and Blazing Saddles because all three of those are amazing. However, the one that gets me every single time is Spaceballs. I mean, come on, it's a spoof on Star Wars, and you have a character named Barf, and that is thumbs up in my book. Alright, number 22 is Happy Gilmore, and I did put a Adam Sandler movie on here. This is the only one out of everything he's done where it is a mixture of his juvenile humor, but it also has smart humor. It just has a lovable character, and it's golf. I mean, come on, that's hilarious in itself. And it's got one of the funniest lines in comedic movie history when Ben Stiller tells the old lady to go outside because her hands hurt. It was a fantastic line. But Happy Gilmore is at number 22. Number 21 is Tommy Boy, and Chris Farley is one of my favorite comedic actors of all time, and it's sad that he passed away. However, Tommy Boy will be the only one that I remember him from the most. I had Black Sheep, whatever, but Tommy Boy, him and David Spade have like the best chemistry on screen from the 90s. Like it's just a funny movie. You can rewatch the thing 1,000 times. You can always find that one thing that will always make you laugh or at least crack a smile. Anyways, that's a good time. Number 20 is Super Troopers, and that is from Broken Lizard, and this was their first movie debut, or second movie debut, but this one got a more broader release. It's a very, very funny movie. It's a great comedic look on like patrol cops and stuff, and the movie's ridiculous, but it's just so funny. I had to put it on that list. Number 19 is Waiting, and that stars Ryan Reynolds and Justin Long, and it is one of my favorite restaurant comedies. It is disgusting, crude, lewd, pervasive, any type of gross word you can imagine, but I'd be damned if I didn't laugh. It is a very funny movie. Number 18 is The Girl Next Door, and this stars Alicia Cuthbert and Timothy Olyphant, and it is just one of those movies that, like, it surprises you because it's about a porn star, but it's a very fun. It's a funny movie, but the story is just more interesting to me, and the characters and just the situations they get in, and it's just a fun time. And it was just one of those movies I watched where I was like, wow, this is actually a really good, funny movie, and it's not just about porn actors. Number 17 is 17? Yeah, 17 is Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and that stars Jason Segel and Mila Kunis and Kristen Bell. Jason Segel also wrote this, and it was also produced by Judd Apatow and directed by Nicholas Stoller, who also did Get Him to the Greek. Now, Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a very, very funny movie, and it's realistically told. That's why I like it so much. That's what I like about Apatow comedies, even the ones he just produces. It's all real-life situation comedies, and for that, like, it makes it more believable and more of a joy to watch as you're watching it. I've seen the movie 1,000 times, and I still laugh at the smallest parts. It's just great. Number 16, a lot of people are not going to agree with me on this. Team America World Police. Trey Parker and Matt Stone are one of the most hardest working people in Hollywood, making the South Park show that they do in 6 days. Fresh episode, start to finish. Team America is a very funny puppet movie, and is the only funny puppet movie, and the only puppet movie. And I'll be damned, if you like the South Park guys and their humor, you'll love Team America. It's very raunchy and irreverent, but so funny. Number 15 is Pineapple Express, and I had to choose between this, Harold and Kumar, and Cheech and Chong. But Pineapple Express to me is one of the funniest stoner buddy comedies I've seen. Just because I like the characters of Dave and Sal together, and James Franco and Seth Rogen kill it, and everyone else in the movie, the supporting cast is great. It's just a really funny movie. If you haven't seen that, I would check that out. For number 14, I have There's Something About Mary, and that's done by the Farrelly brothers, and they've kind of gone downhill since. But this is the movie where you're just like, hey Ben Stiller, hey, how you doing? Pretty funny. And it's also got one of the best scenes in comedy history. Is that hair gel? You know what I'm talking about. Cameron Diaz showing the man junk in her hair. That's always funny to watch. Number 13 is Borat, and that is Sacha Baron Cohen at his finest. That is a very, very funny mockumentary starring that crazy guy. Bruno was okay, and Ali G Show was okay, but this is the movie that like shocks people, and it makes Sacha Baron Cohen a name, and people will complain about it and all that stuff, and it's just one of those comedies that's just so controversial, but I would so everyone's got to laugh while watching that. There's absolutely no way someone could just sit down and not laugh at that. Number 12, I couldn't really decide between all three of them, so I put them as one, the Naked Gun Trilogy, and that is the only slapstick comedy I have on my list, because it's the only one that works. Now, I like slapstick comedy. I like Basketball, and I like Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2. But Naked Gun, there's something about this one that makes Leslie Nielsen like at his best, and it's made from the guys that did Airplane and stuff. And Naked Gun Trilogy is just a nice, funny slapstick comedy that I can watch over and over again. Always find something to laugh at. It is great. Number 11 is something that is becoming very, very true, and that is Idiocracy, and it is written and directed by Mike Judge, who did or created King of the Hill and Office Space. And I put Idiocracy over Office Space because it's a very funny, realistic look on how America is becoming, and by that it's just more and more just dumb. We're just become more dumb. Idiocracy is one of those sleeper hits that got cult status overnight, and it's just a really, really funny movie. Number 10 is Anchorman. It is the only Will Ferrell movie I have on here. Anchorman is just one of those movies that it makes you laugh regardless because of its stupid humor, its clever improv, or just the cast ensemble. It's just gosh, it's so great. I can't wait for the sequel. Number 9 is Superbad, and this movie actually was influential so much that I just started writing my comedy scripts because I just loved it. It's just one of those American Pie-esque movies that it just works. Jonah Hill and Michael Cera have really good chemistry, and the writing on that, once again, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. They're just great. They're just great at what they do. Number 8, I have Grandma's Boy, and that is done by the Happy Madison production. However, it does not star Adam Sandler. It stars Alan Covert, and this is the only Happy Madison movie that I actually really enjoy. It's something you could watch over and over again, and it's just hilarious. So check that one out. I'll guarantee you it'll make you like Adam Sandler's production company just a little bit better. Number 7, I have Animal House, and I put this one over Old School just because this is a classic. This is one of the best movies National Lampoon has ever done. And it is a very, very funny, raunchy comedy college flick. I recommend that. Number 6 was I couldn't choose between two of them again, and I had to put a Kevin Smith film on here. I put Clerks 2 as his best one because even though Clerks is a classic amongst most people, Clerks 2 for me was just funnier. I don't know what it was, but it was just so funny and so dark and ridiculous, but it's it was just great. I had to put Clerks 2 on here, and Clerks 3 is coming out. Can't wait for that. Wrap up that trilogy. Number 5 is the South Park movie. Once again, Trey Parker and Matt Stone bring their beloved animated series to life, and this is one of the funniest animated movies of all time. It is so great. So many funny songs, and it's just Trey Parker, Matt Stone, man. I would like to work for them. So number 5 is South Park movie. Number 4 is American Pie. This one pretty much rejuvenated raunchy teen sex comedies. It came out in '99, and then pretty much after that, like, all the movies started popping up. Like, I know it started with like Porky's back in the '80s, but like American Pie rejuvenated in the '90s what teen sex comedy was, and it's a damn good one for that matter. I actually like number 2, American Wedding, and American Reunion. Not the spin-offs, but I love the original 4 for sure. Number 3 is, we're getting to the top 3, alright? Alright, so number 3 is Knocked Up, and once again, Judd Apatow wrote and directed this, and it's just a realistic comedy, and it's filled with improv, it's filled with heart, and it's filled with great characters and character development. Just, it's an all-around great comedy with heart. I recommend that one highly if you haven't seen it. Number 2, here we go, top 2, number 2, 40-Year-Old Virgin. This is the best movie Judd Apatow has ever touched, ever written, ever directed. And it brought Steve Carell, his career, back. You know, like that's what rejuvenated him into movie stardom, and then of course The Office and the television fame. But 40-Year-Old Virgin is just one of those ones that's just so funny every single time, and once again it goes back to the improv, and Seth Rogen's in there, Paul Rudd's in there. It's such a great movie. It's another comedy with heart. Like that one and Knocked Up are just great. Alright, so for my number 1, like this one was hard to choose, but my number 1 favorite comedy is because of the writing, the improv scenes, the actors that play them, and when the Farrelly brothers were big. I'm talking Dumb and Dumber. It took me a long time to figure it out, but Dumb and Dumber is right now my favorite comedy of all time. Just because it is so ridiculous and stupid, but you have to be cold as ice to not laugh at that. You have to be cold not to laugh. It's just a very funny movie. It's very sophomoric in the humor, but Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels sell that movie. If there was any other actors, they would not sell that movie. They bring that movie to life, and I'm really excited for the sequel. Comes out next year. So that's my top 25 favorite comedies of all time. What a great list to go through. 13 minutes. What are some of your favorite comedies of all time? Did you like anything in the list? Did you hate anything in the list? Because I'll guarantee you at least half of the list is bogus to you guys. I'm totally fine with that. Let me know what you guys think of my list. What's your list? If you like any movie on my list. If you hate any movie, which is maybe most movies, I'm totally fine with that. Let's have a little discussion. Thanks for watching Real Reviews. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in this weekend for some awesome movie reviews. See you guys later.